Welcome to the Garden Discovery Walk at the Bellevue Botanical Garden. My name is Peach and I'll be your host. I was recently at the garden on a beautiful fall day. I'd like to invite you to take a walk through the many pretty plants and vistas at the Bellevue Botanical Garden. This park, run by the city of Bellevue, was once a private arboretum. It's now been expanded in its property with many trails and amazing places to visit. Besides the plants, there are some beautiful sculptures around the garden. The visitor center is used for education, and the Garden Society gift shop helps to raise funds to maintain the garden. The Garden Society's mission is to perpetuate and further enhance the Bellevue Botanical Garden as a learning resource in partnership with the City of Bellevue. It's free and open to the public daily. One of the nice places to meet friends is the cafe at the Shorts House. It's the former residence built in the mid-century by the original occupants of this house and landscape. Well, here at the garden, we will explore the perennial border, the Lost Meadow Trail, and the Waterwise Garden. Let's go ahead and get started. While the botanical garden is especially beautiful when flowers are in bloom, starting in the spring and going late into the fall, I want to encourage you to also visit in the winter season. There are still many shrubs that are colorful, and of course many conifers and perennial shrubs that continue to hold their interesting shape. Furthermore, in the wintertime, they have a special event with holiday lights. It's called the Garden Delights, and I welcome you to get tickets and come see it sometime in December. The garden has expanded over the years, and there are many extensive trails, including the Tateuchi Loop, the Rhododendron Glen, and the Ravine experience. Maps are available at the gift shop, and throughout the property there are signs showing where you are so that you will not get lost. While on today's tour, I will show you landscape vistas and close-ups of some plant groupings. This garden is truly a work of art. There are surprises in every turn, the way that they've put the plants together. Here you can see grapevines that are bright red, and they wind up the trees and back into the forest along the perennial garden trail. On this crisp fall day, when I was out walking, I found many people taking photographs. The backdrop was just stunning. For those of you who want to just wander slowly, there are many places to sit and rest. The Japanese tea house is especially beautiful. Placed back in the woods, it has an open, covered feeling with these beautiful shoji screens. Garden light show is in December. If you're interested in going, you'll need to make reservations online to get your tickets. They were setting up, getting ready for visitors on this day. You can see how they've created plant-like structures that are made out of little tiny Christmas lights. And here they've arranged them in these planters. There are many different arrangements throughout the property, and it's quite surprising and beautiful. What makes this special as a botanical garden has to do with the plant specimens that they have collected and are preserving, both for educational purposes as well as for the interesting plant groupings that they're able to create around the property. Bellevue Botanical Garden is an urban refuge encompassing 53 acres of cultivated gardens, restored wetlands, natural wetlands, and wildlife. The living collection showcases plants that thrive in the Pacific Northwest. As you explore the garden, you'll discover what makes our region unique. Also, ideas for working with the landscape to create your own beautiful garden, and ways to be responsible stewards of the Pacific Northwest environment. I especially liked exploring the meadow area and watching the grass naturally moving with the wind. The perennial beds look as if they're going to sleep, but they're interesting shapes and colors in the fall allow us to imagine a year-round landscape. Especially important during times of drought, we can learn about the water-wise garden, which uses way less water than many of our perennial gardens. I also found it interesting seeing that as plants were breaking down and beginning to decay as compost in the garden, they created some amazing silhouettes. Here is this grapevine again. You can see it winding its way up this tree with the red leaves, and beyond, going up into the forest. It also is climbing along the ground and the shrubbery below. While it was cold enough to feel like winter, there were still some beautiful flowers blooming and bright colors against the blue sky. The woodland borders next to the Japanese garden drop down into the woods and into the trail system. Here you can find native plants and perennials mixed underneath the trees. The sunlight on the garden is just stunning, shining through and illuminating the variety of plants. We came across families using the backdrop for their photo setting. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you'll be able to come visit the lights in December. And if you're not able to make it, do remember that it's beautiful here year round.